Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your October 1st to the 15th, 2025 reading for you. So let's see what the tarot has to say. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously. So thank you so very much for doing so. So let's see here. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Oh, interesting. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Oh. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Oh. Okay, so what's really interesting here is that you're having a bit of a power struggle within yourself at this moment, okay? There is a sense that you hold a lot of stress in yourself right now, okay? I see it really settling in your shoulders or in your lower back. It can be or and in your lower back, but shoulders and lower back are going to be where the stress really comes in. And when you sleep at night, like make sure you go to bed like a little bit earlier than normal, because when you sleep at night, your body's going to need a longer time to be able to relax and be able to detox from the day. That's just part of life right now in the first half of October. So what you're going to see here with the Four of Swords is that your dreams are going to be very rich. Your dreams are going to be very powerful, okay? But it can be hard to connect with those dreams if you're not getting enough sleep. Like your body doesn't get to go into that dream state as quickly or as easily as it usually does, Scorpio. So be aware of that. You have your armor on, and it's kind of like you've been taught by the world, like not to trust. And this is going to be a time where you are releasing that armor, or you're letting the armor kind of like sink in. You've grown a thicker skin than you had growing up, because usually as a water sign energy, yeah, well, not usually, as a water sign energy, you don't have a very thick skin. Okay, that is just part of who you are. That is part of life. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Being a sensitive person, okay, is not a bad thing at all. Okay, and we have sensitive people who are water signs, fire signs, air signs, earth signs, all the signs. Sensitivity comes with the trade, but as a water sign energy, you live in emotions way more than other people do. There's a part of you that has gone into hibernation. Okay, as you step into your power more, as you're able to rest, as you detox from stress, that part of yourself and your spirit and your soul is going to awaken. Okay, right now it's in slumber. Think of it as a forest nymph, that is asleep in the wintertime. And that's the energy that comes forward here. You're protected by spirit. Even as you sleep, you are protected. So just knowing that you have that protection watching over you is going to be a very good thing. Now, the challenge during this time is to look at the task at hand and stay in that moment, because you're going to want to look at everything, Scorpio. You're going to want to be doing everything, going everywhere, doing this, doing that. And spirit is really saying, stay in the here and now. Look at what is important to you, financially important to you, or what you value as much as money. And your harvest is coming in. Your prosperity is coming in. Your bounty is coming in. You're connecting with those that you love in a very beautiful way. And connecting with loved ones, with people who recharge your battery, with people who get you, is going to be a very beautiful thing for you. Now, there's also a sense of somebody needing, like, having an assistant. And I know having an assistant is not something that most people can do. I mean, I totally understand that. So like utilizing AI as kind of like an assistant, kind of like secretary, note taker type of thing, or keeping you on task, can be highly beneficial during this time, Scorpio, because it's going to be so easy to dive into emotions and to get overwhelmed by things. So just something that can keep you on task is going to be very beneficial. Staying in the here and the now, honoring how hard you've worked for what you have achieved, is also going to be really important, because there's a sense of like wanting to throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's like, okay, this is just nonsense. I'm done. I can't believe this all failed, or this isn't working the way I wanted to. You are right at the cusp of something so much bigger than you had imagined it could be, or you imagined it would be. Now, in the first half of October, there are 4 big astrological events, and they happen on 2 days. So on the 6th of October, we have the full moon in Aries. So that brings passion just to the forefront and really puts us in alignment and focus with what we are passionate about. We see that here at the roots of us, where doors start to open towards our passion, towards our fire, towards what we desire. Now, Mercury also enters into Scorpio. This is very important for us. We are Scorpios. So here with the energy of Mercury entering into Scorpio, you are going to see that secrets are revealed. You are going to see that you dive deeper into knowledge, into understanding. You're digging into what matters to you. Okay, you want to know the whys and you want to know the how comes of it all. And you're digging deeper into everything. We're going to see this on a global scale. We're going to see this on a personal scale. You are really diving into what is sacredly important to your soul, to yourself, and what it is that you want. You're also going to be able to communicate better. Like there is just a sense of your communication, your insight, your ideas really moving forward during this time. So that's going to be highly beneficial. On the 13th of October, we have Pluto going direct, and this is bringing with it a huge shift. It's a shift out of stagnation. We're going to see this on a global scale. We're going to see this on a personal scale. When we have felt stuck, or as we have felt stuck, and this has been a time period where we could feel quite stuck, now the floodgates are opening. Now things are moving again, and it's going to feel freeing. It is going to feel freeing. And as we move into this on a global scale and as a personal scale, it's balanced by Venus entering into Libra. We're in Libra right now, right? And so on the 13th of October, Venus entering into Libra, as you know, the stagnation is lifted. There's like a warm, fuzzy, cozy blanket, you know, put over your shoulders with a beautiful cup of tea or hot beverage of your choice that you're just snuggling into and calming yourself into. And you're like, oh, I can breathe. Oh, I can breathe. I've got this. And that's where the doors open. That's where you feel yourself empowered, emboldened. You can see things more clearly. You're also looking at what you're passionate about. And instead of, as you were doing before, you were like poo-pooing yourself, because there's that energy here of the devil, right? Devil is representative of Capricorn energy, which we can see as rude. I usually do. That Capricorn energy is December 22nd to January 19th. I know I say that all the time, but there are many other major arcana cards. Like, why couldn't Capricorn be the world? You know, type of deal. Why did it have to be the devil? So Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and this can be why it is the devil. Saturn is all about the details. It's all about top-down structure. It's all about rules and order, which seems the antithesis of the devil. So here, what you're going to see is that up to this time, you've been breaking out of rules, of orders, of ways of doing things that just don't fit you. They're just not right. You're looking at what you're chained to. Okay, and think of it, I always think of it as Marley from A Christmas Carol, who I've built these chains one link by link, one by one, day by day. And we're looking at what we have saddled ourselves with, what we have pulled ourselves down with. And there's a release. There's a release during this time. You're fully stepping into that release now, but there's a beauty in chaos, meaning that there's a beauty in the change of a season. There's a beauty in the fleetingness of a flower. There's a beauty in the human aspect of things. And we could say, and I remember hearing this, that like the devil rules this world, right? The chaos, the heartbreak, the pain, the disappointment, this is the devil's playground. And here, you've seen the playground. It's kind of like in Pinocchio, right? Where you can go to the land. I don't know what the land is called. If you know it, leave it in the comment box below. But like, please let me know. But it's like where the boys can do whatever they want, and then they're turned into donkeys, right? So here, it is like we've seen that. We've seen the farce of it all. Like, you can have whatever it is that you want. You're just going to be a donkey, right? In the end, you're not going to truly get what it is that you want. And there's an illumination that comes. There's a light in the darkness that comes. There's a connection with what is wild, with what is chaotic and beautiful, but also ordered in maybe a way that we as human beings don't always see the order of things. But it is there. Nature has an order to things. You know, life has a beauty to things. And we're going to be looking at and seeing during this time that our strength is harmony. Our strength is the Six of Pentacles. It's going to be having things come into balance. Somebody's going to hand you a gift, Scorpio. And it is like a realization, a deeper understanding. It's somebody who is wiser, okay? Or maybe not wiser is a bad word, but like somebody who has been there already, or somebody who has been there and done it. And they have the same experience. Like they have a bit of an understanding of where you're going or what you're going through. And it can be just like a person you meet in random. It can be a video you come across that gives you inspiration, but it starts to bring things into balance. You can also see that there was a strong link to a Capricorn that is now not becoming as prevalent during this time as it once was. The Wheel of Fortune changes. Things come into balance. Okay, you're seeing things come into balance. This is my Minor Arcana Justice card. Okay, we're in Libra time frame, which is represented by Justice in the Major Arcana. Things start to come into balance. Things start to come into harmony. You start to see where things were out of balance in your life, especially childhood, which shapes so much of us. And you're going to see the Wheel of Fortune that things are changing, right? You're changing. Things are changing. It's kind of like a new color added into the spinning of it, okay? Added into the threads. And you're going to see that it adds a murkiness to things, but it also is going to bring a clarity. Okay, nothing is going to be crystal clear. It's like, oh, of course. But it's going to add another dimension, a deeper dimension into what you're stepping into what it is that you want. Now, we can see this in the changing of the seasons. We can see this in the changing of ourselves. But there is a sense of stepping into, like stepping through a portal into a newness. Stepping into a new understanding, a new connection, a deeper sense of self. And it brings us to the 10 of Swords, which I always see as my Minor Arcana Death card. And you are represented by the Death card in the Major Arcana, which can also be rude, right? But here, because it's spooky. But here with the 10 of Swords, and it isn't rude, it's a very positive card. But the 10 of Swords is the dying away of the old self, a rebirth of the new. It is taking all the knowledge that you have learned. It is taking everything that has tried to overwhelm you, that has tried to hurt you verbally, mentally. And it is saying, no, you tried to stop me. You tried to overwhelm me. You tried to hurt me. I'm not doing this. And you rise. It is the words of hate. It is the words of doubt. It is the words of hurt that you are releasing. And you're seeing yourself step out of how people have tried to destroy you. In the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, these swords are in the person's back. Here, we're drowning in the water of it all. We're drowning in the emotions of it all. And these are around us, caging us in, but we're not caged. In the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, we take the swords out of our backs. It's overkill, yes. We can be responding very intensely to something. There's more to this than meets the eye. Yeah, because it's all the past. It could be 10 years of I've taken this nonsense, I've taken this bull, I'm not doing it anymore. But it's also 10 years of I lost my path, I lost my way, I lost my voice, the wheel has turned, the tides have changed, I found myself again. And it brings us to the Hermit. And I love how you go from a 10 to a 9, kind of like that countdown energy. And it's a shedding of a skin, it's an illumination in the darkness. I always see this Hermit card as the progression of the Magician, right? This Hermit is like, listen, man, I have seen things, I have walked through the deserts and over the mountains, and I have been through stuff, and I get it. And I'm still searching. And now I realize that I know less than when I started, which is what life is all about, realizing that we are forever questing. And so here, the robes are tattered, but they are purple. And when the Magician in this deck stands before the altar of his existence, stands before all his power and all his gifts, right? It is magic. It is magical. And he has the purple robes on, and they are beautiful. They're beautiful and pristine. But now the Magician has lived, and life has taken its toll, as life does. And what once was pristine is now worn. But it's probably very comfortable, right? It's kind of like that old t-shirt that you have that is super soft, right? But like it's not pretty anymore, but it's so comfy. Here, you're stepping into a deeper understanding of self. You've given yourself wings. You're connecting with deeper knowledge. And as you connect with deeper knowledge, you're seeing that your mind has elasticity to it, an understanding, a power that you hadn't expected. You're going to be very drawn to earth sign energy, Scorpio. You want something stable. You want something knowing and powerful and secure. There's a lot of earth sign energy here. And so that's going to be something that very much draws you in. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I mean, you have Capricorn and Virgo right here, right now. But that's going to be energy that's really important to you. You're also not going to be a social butterfly. Now, Spirit just said you could do a lot of social things. You could be going out and connecting with people, but you need that time alone to recharge. So if you're usually charged by going out and doing things with people, and it's like that's how your battery gets charged, you need to give yourself alone time to quiet and center yourself. Okay? I myself am an introvert, an extroverted introvert, I guess you would say, but I love my quiet time. And so for those of us who have learned that we need our quiet time, it's going to feel very familiar. For those who don't usually need a quiet time, this might be a little bit odd, but just connecting with your quiet time, connecting with your inner voice, connecting with your inner strength. It moves us then to the Queen of Cups. We are afraid to embrace our queenliness. Now, it's very interesting because queens are also known as peace weavers in medieval times. Like royal marriages were peace weavings. They were a way of connecting. You know, different cultures, different ruling classes, and not classes, but places and people together. It was a way of weaving peace. And that's what the Queen of Cups, that's what the Queen did. And we often look at a queen and we think, well, where's her power? Like we look at Queen Elizabeth, Queen Victoria, you know, we look at Hatshepsut, we look at, I mean, those are the three that come to mind. But we look at queens and we think, well, you have to be able to rule like a king in order to be powerful. But queens are powerful in their own right. First of all, they went to lands that were foreign to them, that when they were very, very young, okay, they could be married off at like the age of 8. You could be going to a foreign kingdom and the marriage wouldn't be consummated until you were older. Hopefully, that was like tradition. It wouldn't be unless your husband was a brute. But you would see that you had to learn a whole different culture, a whole different way of being. And you had to bring peace with it. A queen could also intercede for the people. And what's so interesting is that she's a way that a king could show mercy because the queen asked for it and the queen guided with him. And so we look at queens and we think, oh, how worthless, right? They're just there to produce an heir. No, they served a powerful, powerful purpose. But producing an heir and keeping a line going when life was so fragile, and life still is fragile, you know, we don't honor it as much as we should. We throw it away. It's not seen as the proper work. But why do we always demean women's work? Why do we say that as a negative thing? It is a beautiful thing. It is a hard thing as well. It's just different. And so here the Queen of Cups embraces her heart, embraces what she loves, embraces her soul and herself, and moves forward in compassion, in healing, in connection. There's a bunch of craziness around you, right? The waters are chaotic. The waters are intense. And you're going to see that you hold what is sacred to you up. And you say, this is my peace. Like, this is what I want. This is what I love. This is what I need to focus on. And it moves you forward in a beautiful way. You fear the peace weaver. You fear the role of, because this is the hopes and fears, right? We fear stepping into the power of bringing peace and love and harmony into our lives. And yet we crave it more than anything. And so here, it is allowing yourself the depth of feeling and the beauty of love without saying, no, I have to be hard, right? I have to conquer. I have to prove that I am strong and unyielding. This is yielding to love. This is yielding to peace of your heart, not to anybody else's. You don't have to yield or bend a knee to anybody. You know, this is embracing your heart, your love, your soul, your passion, yourself. And it brings you to a place where during this time, during the first half of October, you are going to face battles you've faced before, but you're going to come to them so differently. You're going to come to it kind of like a rock star. But the thing is that the people that you're going to come up against, the situations that you're going to come up against, you're going to either think like, I'm not a rock star, right? I'm just who I was before, you know, and that's not true. That's not true. You're not who you were once upon a time. There is strength, there is knowledge, there is power to you. And you are moving forward as a conqueror. You are moving forward in absolute power of self, connection of mind and of voice. And you're opening the doors to what it is that you truly want. You're setting yourself free. But what's going to happen is you're going to face situations where you weren't set free before, where they held you back. It was overwhelming. It was scary. It made you doubt that you could, right? It made you question yourself. That situation is going to come around. It kind of feels full circle at times. And you're going to see that who you are now, shaped by the heartbreaks and pains that you have been through, is so much stronger and so much more like, no, I'm not acquiescing to you. I am power in and of myself. You find that balance. You're not waiting for other people to say, oh, I approve of you. Oh, I like you. It's like, I don't care. I like me. I approve of me. I am queen. And what are you? You know, I'm second only to what? The king? Oh, okay. That's nice. Embrace your queenliness. Embrace your power of creativity, compassion, love, and passion. Doors open. It moves you then to our spirit message. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels. This is gratitude. Move forward in gratitude. Move forward in a thank you for putting one foot in front of the other. You know, it's very interesting. I take this martial arts class, and my first day there, the master said, and why are we thankful? And then everybody yelled, because we're above ground. And I just laughed, like, not like I laughed the shocked, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that laugh, which was highly respectful of me. But I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that. And now I think about that all the time. Here, that is where gratitude starts from, because sometimes it's really hard to be thankful for things because it feels like everything is crazy and amok. And it's like, no, but I'm here and I'm showing up because I'm showing up for me. And it moves us then to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Listening. This is a superpower. If you listen, Scorpio, also because I see you as like, I see you as the great gatherer of information, okay, like a spy, like a spy. And I don't mean that in a bad way, like a sneaky way. I just mean that you gather up information so unbelievably, okay? Because you're ruled by Mars. Like, yes, you're ruled by Pluto, but before you were ruled by Pluto, you were ruled by Mars. And I see that as fitting so well. Going back to the older astrology, I just think works beautifully because you gather up the information like a spy, like you hold the knowledge in. And you use it at the most beautiful times. And you learn how to use it. Here, listen. Listen to the world around you. Listen to your heart. This is the throat chakra. Like, we think of the throat chakra as speaking. At least I always thought of the throat chakra as speaking. But listening. So that your words are empowered, emboldened, and connected. And then people are going to be like, how did you know? It's like, because you listened. Because you listened, where everybody else is so busy talking and, you know, trying to be something so powerful and, you know, putting on airs and everything like that. You listened and you conquered. Angels and spirit guides. This is the energy to be mindful of. When the Three of Cups is to be mindful of, these are people who made you think they were friends, like made you think they were on your side and just couldn't be. They just couldn't raise a glass to you. They couldn't connect with you. They couldn't be there for you. And that's a betrayal. You know, that's a betrayal. That could be a betrayal of a parent. That could be a betrayal of a partner. That could be a betrayal of a best friend who you thought was a best friend and turned out not to be. And you're going to see yourself during this time, Scorpio, because you're rising out of betrayals and hurts and pains. You're going to see yourself letting that go and saying, you know what, that formed me, that shaped me. And I'm guided forward in what I want now. And it moves us to your subconscious spirit message. And this is divinity. Divinity is guiding you. Divinity is moving you forward. Divinity is opening up the doors. You are sacredly connected to the sacred during this time and forever. You live in a world, Scorpio, where the veil is thin. You had a rich imagination when you were little, probably a lot of imaginary friends. That was you connecting with spirit. And people told you to grow up, you know, to be more practical. And so you kind of closed that door on yourself, or you never did, and you always felt outside. Now you're connected with it fully and saying, no, this is me. And it brings you then to the subconscious spirit message, and this is play. Let yourself play. This is the heart chakra. Let yourself play. Let yourself have fun. Let the heart be full of joy and beauty. Because we as human beings, we don't play if we don't feel safe. So this is really honoring the security within yourself and the love that you have for yourself. It brings you then to the energy to be mindful of. Do not take on too much. You are going to have a tendency during this time, Scorpio, to be like, oh, I can handle this. I got this. I got this. You have 3 10s showing up. You're at this place of transformation, change. 10 is a completion number. And so here it's like, do not weigh yourself down with everything that needs to be done. Take what you need to do, but like make a list, kind of check it twice and say, okay, I need to do this. I need to do that. Perfect. Let's go. And you're going to see that you complete things with power and ease, but you release what you don't want to be carrying anymore. And that's going to be very freeing. It moves us then to the subconscious tarot message, and that is the Emperor. The Emperor is the King of Kings. The Emperor knows what it is that he wants, moves forward in determination and focus and insight. This is also Aries energy, time frame March 21st to April 19th. You are going to see that, again, you like that stability. Aries can be very stable, right? Aries can also be very chaotic, okay? Can also have a bit of a temper on them. You know, Earth sign energies, very, very stubborn. Water sign energies, a little bit too emotional. Air sign energies, a bit flighty, you know, or overthink, overanalyze things. Like want to know, why did you say that? Air sign energies can be therapists just as, or psychologists, like just as water sign energies can. It's like, why did you see this? Why did you feel this? Why did you say this? You know, type of thing. But here, this is going to be action. A fire sign energy is all about action. The Emperor is, I take action. I claim my throne. I claim what it is that I want. I know what it is that I desire. This is also very strong masculine energy. Okay. So if you are looking for a partner, subconsciously, you're going to be looking for somebody who is strong and authoritative. Even if that person, like, even if you're not looking for a masculine partner, right? A masculine energy partner, it could be a more feminine energy partner, but this is a person who's going to know their mind and be very focused on their goals. So just know that subconsciously, that's what you're looking for. For your own self, you are looking for yourself not to waver, to move forward with determination, focus, and insight. And that's it. You want to conquer. You want to have the best kingdom that you possibly can. And if it's not conquering more land to have a bigger kingdom, you want to conquer any fear, any doubt within you so that you can live in the strength of your conviction, of your determination, of your focus, and of you having the best kingdom you could possibly have, so that you go down as a legend, right? You go down in the history books as somebody who did it so well. And that's what you're embracing here. You're embracing a striving for greatness, okay? And taking the reins and being very, very focused. There's a fire, tenacity, determination to you that you're not going to apologize for. You're going to go after it with single-minded ambition. Subconsciously, you have something bigger that you want. This is the time where you're laying the foundation for that. All right, Scorpio. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Have a blessed beginning of October and a blessed life. Bye.